So, Club Culture family, if you are on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in and make sure you leave us a rating. We have a very special guest here with us today. I have to my right, Innana Rosé.
Innana Rosé.
Rosé. Damn.
That was close though.
Damn.
You got that Nana.
Yeah, that's exactly how people remember.
So was that you with an accent, right?
Yeah, with the accent.
Okay, I fucked that up.
It's sorry. Okay.
But yeah, we have Innana Rosé.
And Jonesy.
No, we...
Why can't I introduce myself? Everybody else on their podcast introduce themselves.
Did I say my name was T?
No.
No.
You know what? No, you don't. Yeah, you don't.
You but just want to be the Jonesy. Star, bro. You just want to be the star, bro.
Hi, Jonesy.
Thank you.
I don't actually want my hair to ponytail.
Let it hang out. Yeah, Shake them dreads.
Real roster.
Shake them dreads. Show that drape.
I don't have dreads, bro.
You got locks.
Did I ain't say dreads, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I said show the drape.
The drape. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
The length check.
Terrible.
What?
Drape over dreads. But yes, we have Innana here. Innana, introduce yourself. Where are you from? Your background, everything. Because I did my research, but I don't want to prove that just yet. I want you to introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Innana Rosé. I am a certified sexologist and sex doula. I'm also a professional tarot reader. I am Afro-Indigenous. So my family comes by way of Brazil and Gabon. And what else?
So yeah. you were born in Miami, right?
No, I was born in Tacoma Park.
Okay.
And I lived in Miami for about 20 years. Okay. And I've been in Chicago for three years.
Why to move to the Windy City?
For love.
Oh. So did you meet on Tinder, or how did you meet this love?
Well, I was also a spoken word artist for 15 years. And I started performing in different states. And I had a manager in Chicago that booked me for a Bronzeville Summer Nights event. And when I flew out here, I liked him.
Aww.
And from there, it was a love story.
Love at first flight. Love at first flight.
Yeah, that's true.
Aww.
Okay, so spoken word. What got you into spoken word? What inspired you?
So as a child, my family dynamic wasn't one where I can express myself freely. And not only that, I didn't know how to express myself or talk about my needs or like what I was feeling, because it wasn't something that we practiced as a family. But I started to write poetry and started finding creative ways or stories to express what I was feeling. And I met this person in school who performed poetry. It was like the stars and the sun and the moon. And I was like captivated, because that was like the next level for me. That was like, it just inspired me. And he told me about this cafe called the Right Side Poets Cafe. And when I went there, I saw all of these people perform poetry. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to see what it would be like to take what I wrote and express it.
Yeah, sorry.
And I got this rush. Like I became like, it's just like a switch that turned on. And from there, just it sparked this alive energy feeling for me. And ever since,
that purpose?
I definitely call that purpose, for sure.
I love when that happens.
Did you ever record your spoken word?
Yeah, actually,
to the studio.
Yeah, man. I've seen a couple music videos.
Yeah, I actually have a whole bunch of things on Spotify or like whatever streaming platform right now. I kind of transitioned with that now to doing poetic affirmation music.
Okay, explain what that is.
So I take everything I learned from spoken word poetry, but I'm using positive affirmations. Like the last thing I wrote is called Money is My Lover, right? And it's about looking at money as if you're in a relationship, a very intimate relationship. And so what would that be like? So some of the lines is like, money loves me, right? Money lavishes me. Money wines and dines me, right? Money fuels my dreams and aspirations.
Okay.
And so if you continuously listen to that, you rewire how you view money and attract money. So I do that in different ways. Like I have one called Real Life Ride or Die, right? And this is a self-love to rewire how you look at yourself, right? Because have you ever seen Kanye? Everybody talking about, oh, the only person Kanye loves is Kanye, right? But what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with that. So in my affirmation, I say I love me like Kanye loves Kanye. And so this is where I transition with poetry, and I feel like I was meant to go through that to get here in this space.
And when you say this space, what do you mean by this space?
Of alchemizing poetry and my journey with poetry into medicine. And the medicine is affirmation music that rewires our brain. Okay. Right? Like changes our neurons, changes our belief systems. That's medicine.
Yeah, I think you're the first I've seen someone have spoken word and do a music video to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have your links in the YouTube description and also in the on the streaming platforms. So I'm gonna put my favorite one that I watched in the link.
But how do you find your beats for that?
Facts. That's a great question.
Most of them YouTube beats, right?
Like you type in poetry type beats.
No, I put in like my Sego type beat, or like R&B type beat, or binaural, like where they have those frequencies things like 420 hertz and stuff like that type beats, and then see what comes up. And I keep listening to things over and over and over again until I find one that like. I used to have somebody make beats for me, but then he got all like big, right? His yeah, he didn't switch up. No, he didn't switch up. He just rates changed for sure. I couldn't afford him. Yeah, the price went all the way up.
Stay down with who you stay down with.
I believe that.
Producers be changing up on people.
I mean, you can make slight tweaks to the prices.
Nah,
with
fuck
your people,
that.
With your mains.
Stay down with your people.
I feel that too. That too. Well, I'm going to put my favorite one in the link, so you're gonna find out when the episode drops.
Okay.
But where does this like you started with poetry, but like when do you transition into now sex work and teachings and medicines?
So the next medicine I started working with was mushrooms, and my husband and I started growing them.
Is your husband the manager?
Yeah, the manager.
Shout out your husband, man.
That's crazy.
Shout out. Love to see it. Okay.
But when I would take mushrooms, I would have these really deep paradigm shifts. I would have revelations about myself and who I am and my purpose in life. And I was like, yo, this is, they keep this from us to keep us in this subdued state, right? Because how powerful is somebody who knows who they are? Mm-hmm. And then you are given medicine that gives you a remembrance of who you are, then why would they give you access to something like that?
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, I hope that, mushrooms aren't going to be incriminated 2 years from now, and I won't be incriminated for this. I speak in good faith because this is indigenous medicine anyway. Mm-hmm. This belongs to indigenous Black people, and it's been capitalized. Yeah. And it can only be criminalized by capitalism, right? Yeah. So, what was I saying? So now we started a company.
I don't know. Is it?
Okay.
Y'all don't see nothing happening.
Okay. So we started this company, right? Mm-hmm. And we wanted to help people remember who they are. Mm-hmm. But we know that sometimes everybody can't take a big dose. Yeah. But there's something called microdosing. Yeah. So microdosing is taking a very small amount of the substance to where you have the awareness without this full euphoric experience. Mm-hmm. And it really is been scientifically shown can help people with anxiety, depression, focus, and like deep mental illnesses. Mm-hmm. And so we started doing that, and we kept it really incognito. Like we really underground. Like if anybody wanted to refer something, they had to know who that person was. Mm-hmm. And we have grown to 500 people.
Okay.
At this point, and help them build a regimen, help them with their intentions, mm-hmm. and how to microdose in an effective way, because we have to respect the medicine.
Yeah.
And from there, I made personal realizations about my own sensuality and how sensuality is medicine.
Yeah.
Right? And was seeing how sensuality and sexuality is so taboo, and it's just the same energy that they give, the mushrooms, mm-hmm. with, preventing access. It's that same energy that they give sensuality and sexuality, or they demonize it.
Okay.
And I started noticing that the people who were attracted to me, just on a general sense, were people with deep sexual traumas.
Speak on it.
And people who wanted to explore their sensual selves. And this was within the microdosing thing. Mm-hmm. And
so your clients.
Yeah. Clients. I never really called them that, but yeah.
Okay.
And I wanted to study how to use sensuality and sexuality as medicine.
Okay.
And so I met this woman. Her name is Amina Peterson, and she has this company called Atlanta Tantra.
Okay.
And she teaches people to become erotic practitioners, erotic touch practitioners, and sex doulas. Mm-hmm. So I went to this school that she has called the Atlanta Institute of Divine Sexuality. Mm-hmm. And I completed my courses and transformed my life. Like I didn't just go study something. The study transformed my life. Mm-hmm. And I started practicing, implementing that in my practice and practicing with people.
Okay.
And the majority of the time, I've come across people who have never really been touched in an authentic way, right? Like you really get used to just allowing people to touch you. Mm-hmm. And if you don't necessarily feeling it 100%, you're doing it because you're allowing it to happen because you think that's what they want. Mm-hmm. And that isn't authentic.
Okay.
And so it gets really, really, really deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are the questions y'all got?
I was letting you get your shit off.
Right, yeah. You can get as long-winded as you want to. I don't know what's going on.
Just going off of authentic touches. If I had to interpret what you just gave as an example, I would say in my family, touching is such a big thing on my mom's side. Like everybody got big butts, and so the girls, they always squeeze your butt or something as a sense of like endearment. But I always never enjoyed that touch. I never would like that, and I would always like, hey, don't do that. So like I knew that wasn't authentic for me to like laugh it off. That's not an authentic touch to me when I try to like interpret using your example. Yeah,
that's actually a perfect example, because what that does is it normalizes into spaces of our brain that, you know, being touched like that might be something that happens. It's just something that might happen, right? And it's hard for some people to say, you know what, I would really appreciate if you didn't touch me that way. Yeah. And then the chaos that might, you know, like the backlash or the, you know, negative, any kind of negativity, people aren't really prepared for that.
Yeah.
So in this space of conscious erotic touch, we're normalizing that type of communication, and we're being honest and authentic about the ways we want to be touched. And one of the practice that I do with clients is called authentic communication. And I ask, the first question is, well, first the dynamic is one person is the receiver and the other person is the giver, right? And that doesn't change until scenarios change. And the first question is, how would you like to be touched?
Yes. Yeah.
What feelings come up when somebody, like, let me ask you this. Like, how would you like to be touched?
Are you asking me right now?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't really like to be touched. I have a hard time distinguishing, everything is romance for me. So I would rather you not touch me, because that's for my romantic partner. And I think it stems from like having my first experience with a relationship be so traumatic. So it's like, that was a big thing. You have people that like you need to have boundaries with those people, and I did it. And the result of that, the relationship ended terribly. And so like now I just navigate, and like everything has to be strictly platonic and everything has to be romantic.
So you create containers for those things. Yeah. But in your partnership, like if he asked you,
she,
I'm sorry,
or
they, right? He asked, she asked you, how would you like to be touched? What would your response to her be?
However you want to touch me.
That's not authentic.
That's not authentic.
Why?
She just said that's not authentic.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
I'm here with you.
I heard you say that, but like, what if I want you to touch? Because like, asking for consent is
that's. But we got, at that point, we got past. Let's imagine that we got past that, and we already consent to being touched. Yeah. Right. But now we are in the state. There is an art to being in the state of receiving, and there's an art of being in a state of giving. So if you are the receiver, you are the one to receive. If they touch you however they want, then they are the receiver. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not the giver at this point. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So when you're saying, how would you like to be touched as the receiver?
See, I feel like that's me giving you the go to lead. Because I'm always leading. So I'm like, if you ask me how do I want to be touched, I'm like, bruh, lead, bruh. You just do your thing, because I'm normally the one that's always leading. So I'm never in that position to be asked that. And so I'm like, actually, I want to see what you finna do. That's me.
Yeah. So I can see that for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't get the question wrong, bro.
Huh?
I didn't get the question wrong.
No, you didn't. There's no wrong or right.
There's no wrong or right answer. See, you're the only one that's not here with us.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
That's your partner.
Okay.
Or
it's a she too.
She.
Sometimes a he when he
wants to. No, it's never a he.
Okay. I mean, ain't no judgment, but you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I want to get the pronouns correct. Like, that's it.
It will definitely be she.
Okay.
Allegedly.
So if she said to you, how would you like to be touched? What comes up for you?
I just say in a genuine way, like do it because you want to.
Some girls be touching you and they don't really want to.
I hope not. That'd be weird. Like don't do it because you don't want to.
Come get this itch on my back.
When she start like touching your eyeball.
That's weird.
Exactly. You know, like this programming around, you know, just allowing the person to touch them how just the programming is centered around the receiver and the giver, right? And learning the art in that. There's an art with receiving and giving.
Right. I feel like y'all gotta find like your foundational ground point and then y'all move from there. Like you ain't gonna get it right on the first time.
Nah, for sure not. That's true.
When I think about like new, like when I meet somebody new romantically, I always like overanalyze how the first is going to be, like the first kiss, the first hug. Is that normal to always overanalyze how to do something with somebody?
Well, let's talk about why. Why do you feel that you create this, you imagine what the scenario is? What need is there in it for you?
I'm a perfectionist.
So usually perfectionist is there's some kind of comparison scale. So what is perfect? What defines perfection for you?
Is if the person enjoys the first, like that just lets me know like I assessed them properly. Like this person, they wouldn't like tongue, so the first kiss not gonna be tongue. Like I like to learn about a person and like shock them with that. I'm filling them out without them having to tell me things.
Oh, okay. So it's just this deep intuition of knowing this person on a deep level that you want them to see you in that way of really getting to know them intuitively. Yeah, so that's the need. It's getting to know someone in a deep level intuitively. So I don't think not to say that, you know, overanalyzing is wrong. It just shows a deep, you know, this deep connection that you want to create.
I got a funny story.
Okay,
I think sometimes overanalyzing like has the other person question if I'm attracted to them or like them. Like a past person I had, they asked me to R-word them because I wouldn't have sex with them in the timely manner that they thought I should on the first time, like when we met. Like thought like we finna just wham bam go ahead, but I'm like, nah, I want to get to know you. But they didn't know that that's what I do. I don't have sex with people unless I feel like I'm going to be in a relationship with them. So they like, bruh, fucking just have sex with me. And I'm like, all right, okay,
That's
sure.
weird.
But why she wanted to have sex? I try to understand.
She really was
She just is on
really,
a physical level. She wanted to just
honestly,
engage
I don't
with
know
you.
that. I don't know the answer to that question. I thought she just really liked me a lot. But it could be she just saw what she wanted and you take it too long to eat your food. I don't know. I don't know.
So would you consider yourself a demisexual?
Explain what that is.
A demisexual means that in order for sex to occur, you have to have a deep
connection.
bond. Like you have to have created a deep bond with somebody in order to even get to that place.
I mean, I guess you can say that. I just prefer to not have. I think sex is not used in the correct way. Like people just casually having sex with people. I don't think that's what the purpose of sex is to procreate. And because I'm not having sex with a person that I can procreate with, I still have that same discipline. Like I'm only going to have sex with people that I would be in a relationship with. That's just my thing. Because I'm wasting time just having sex with people when I don't get off like that.
What about you? What's your feelings about casual sex?
How you be fucking, bro?
Damn. Straight shooting. I don't do it. It's a waste of time.
See?
Yeah.
Like if I don't like you, how we even gonna get to that point?
Yeah.
I don't want to lay up with you. I don't want you to lay up with me. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get how people can see like a fat butt, like, yeah, I want to fuck her.
Well, yeah, we have different levels of, you know, there's an ego attraction, right? And some people can't get past that ego part of things, and just, you know, having sex and only the ultimate goal being orgasm, right, is ego. I mean, having sex, the ultimate goal is the entire experience, right?
Right.
And then we have, you know, I feel like, you know, there's perception, right? Casual sex may not work for everybody, but if you look at the dynamic of, let's say, somebody who's been 20 years in a marriage, right, and had only ever had sex with that person, and they weren't in the best marriage, and if they're divorced and they start exploring with different people casually, they start learning, hey, you know what, I may really have like sex, or I like this when we have sex, I like that when we have sex, and they start learning more about themselves, you know what I'm saying? So that dynamic, casual sex, works, and it may not always work, but it works then.
Right.
So this is a matter of perception.
I feel you.
Okay. I want to loosen you up some. We have a game on the pod called Weird or No.
We not loose enough?
No, we talking about sex, but I still like feel like you can just, you know, let's get comfortable on this couch here, you know?
Okay.
I lick feet.
What?
We learned that last episode. But Weird or No is we're going to give you a headline, and you just have to let us know if you think it's weird or no, and you give a one sentence explanation on why.
You said weird?
Weird or no.
Okay.
Okay. Doug, you want to take the first one?
Sure. We gonna go. Okay. It's 2023. Where are the sex robots? Weird or nah?
I guess it's, where are the sex robots?
Yeah.
I guess weird, because I think sex is made for humans.
Right.
And robots can't get low.
I mean, and animal and living things. I mean, living things have sex.
Would you say sex toys are robots?
Oh, you know what? Okay, nah then.
Hello, Rose.
Nah, I would say nah. I never considered sex toys as robots, but I mean, they are technologies, so yeah, I could see it. So nah.
Technical tools to achieve orgasm.
Right.
I got y'all, man. Everybody that got y'all, Rose, I got y'all. ABC News, squalid culture of sex continues to haunt Disney as horned up office makes headlines.
And let me see that.
Yeah.
Let me read
I
that.
don't know if I like being in charge of
What is it?
You read it, bro. Read that for me. Let me make sure I'm not dumb.
Okay, ABC News, squalid culture of sex continues to haunt Disney as horned up office makes headlines.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay,
I don't know what is a squalid
I don't
culture.
know what squalid is either. I ain't gonna
I'm
hold
never
you.
letting this man in charge of read or not. Okay. I hate the way we put penetrative orgasms on the pedestal. Is that weird or no?
Nah.
Why?
Because penetrative sex is put on a pedestal, and there are so many different ways that you can encompass sex. Right? Like, and if there's people who believe that if I'm touching you in an intimate way and you're touching me in an intimate way, that's sex.
That was like 5 sentences.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
just need one.
Okay, that's it. So
I was gonna just let you ride. I'm like, okay,
Nah.
I'm following.
Okay.
Will more sex help cure loneliness? Weird or nah?
no. I mean, like, but no. The answer is no. So not weird, but no.
Okay. U.S. Christian group accused of covering up sexual abuse of minors. Is that weird or no?
It is weird and very common, for sure.
Okay.
Protests in Italy as government restricts same-sex parent rights. Weird or nah?
Say it again.
Protests in Italy as government restricts same-sex parents' rights. Weird or
Weird. Weird.
Why?
Because they're dictating people's lives.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, Larsa Pippen, said that she used to have sex with him 4 times a day throughout her marriage. Is that weird or no?
No.
Why?
Because people have high libidos. It exists.
Okay.
I no longer get an orgasm from penetrative sex. Weird or not?
No.
Why?
Most women don't get orgasm from penetrative
She was
sex.
quick on that. Nah. Bill to define sex as male and female passed its first hurdle on Senate floor. So it was a bill that passed for to define sex as male and female. I thought it was already male and female.
Yeah, that's how I'm a little confused.
I was confused as well, but I guess it hasn't been.
Do they mean gender? Like they passed gender as male and female? Because then I would say
we've been bamboozled this whole time.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. All right, we go skip past that one. Last one.
Oh, Laverne looks to move past police sex scandal with new chief. Weird or not?
Laverne did what?
I guess it's a police department. I don't think I copied this right.
Oh.
This man, bro.
What
It's
Laverne?
been a long week. All right, it's another one here. Sex Ed Week sparks controversy at Grand Valley State University. Weird or not?
Weird, but I'm not surprised. School doesn't really teach sex ed.
Right.
Yeah.
Should school teach sex ed?
What's that?
Should schools teach sex ed?
What I think schools actually teach is sex fear.
For real.
Yeah, but they should teach sex ed. But I guess it would mean that they would have to define what education is.
If you had a child, would you like for their teachers to be teaching them sex?
I would hope that they would, but it really would depend on what their curriculum is, because they might believe that teaching fear-based tactics around sex, like, oh, if you have sex, you're gonna get pregnant and you have a baby and you're gonna, live in an economically unstable life for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's a fear tactic.
It worked on me. It definitely worked on me. I ain't want to get nobody pregnant. They said it was an option. It's like, nope, I'm good. I don't need it.
But it creates this energy with sex that's just unhealthy too. I mean, yeah, great that you didn't have unwanted pregnancies, right?
Right.
But
I mean, it wasn't unwanted. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't unwanted.
Yeah, I'm
right. I don't even know.
It definitely wasn't.
Up until a certain point,
it was a poor decision thought process, but it definitely wasn't unwanted.
Okay,
that's good. Congratulations.
I mean, no, it's nothing to congratulate.
Oh, okay. I'm confused.
Yeah, just watch episode 35.
Just watch the damn podcast.
You had started talking about poetry and music, and I have a dying question to ask you with music and sex. I have a lot of people that say they do not listen to music when they have sex. Is there any importance to have sex to have music playing while having sex?
Well, I think it depends on the person, because there might be some lyrics in music that come on that might be triggering. Mm-hmm. And if the potential for that to happen, then you might want to find like instrumental music instead. Or if it's distracting, not have music. Maybe have sound, the things that people sleep to.
Like ocean.
Yeah,
waves
things
and
like that, to put you more in the mood that you need to be in. When I do sessions with people, I can't put on music with lyrics for that reason. Yeah.
So
you could play Gucci Mane. Yeah,
I cannot.
You definitely could. I'm starting on my day with a blunt of perp.
Okay, I mean, if people make requests like that, then I honor it.
Trapaholics mixtape.
So can you have sex with somebody that wants to listen to music? Like that's what they want to do, but you don't? Can sex still happen?
So you guys would have to come to that kind of agreement together. So your partner would have to understand why you don't want music on, right? What is the nuances behind that. Like, what is it about music that, you know, you don't want it to play while we have sex? And empathize with that. And empathizing also means honoring it sometimes. Like, okay, we won't play music because I understand how you feel about it, you know?
Sometimes people answer things with, I don't know, I just don't.
That's passive. That's passive communication. Because we have 4 different types of communication. That kind of communication doesn't work. The communication that we want to thrive on is assertive communication, right? And if somebody says, I don't know, it's like, okay, well, let's take a few minutes, let's meditate on it and dig deep inside and find an answer, because the answer lives there. All right, let's do it.
Would you say that things are never simple?
No, things should always be simple.
So, you mean, does simple to you mean like there's always an answer to something?
I believe that innately we all know the answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you.
Yeah.
With music being played, let's say it's like rap music, because some people say like, if I just want to fuck the girl, I'm just gonna listen to rap music, but if I want to make love to her, I'm gonna listen to R&B. Do you think that actually like plays a role in how the music is going to, I mean the sex is going to go with the music that you do play?
With that individual who feels that way, they'll, if I'm understanding your question correctly, like if they have established that they're going to play certain music to establish that connection with that person, then that's magic. Right? They're performing a spell. Like that's magic.
I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're creating an intention and then putting something physical into the realm to make it so. That's the music.
Sounds like witchcraft to me.
Is there something wrong with just wanting to get a nut off?
No.
Okay.
What about if it's with another person?
Well,
like your intention, your sole intention is getting a nut off.
Then there are some dynamics that have to come to play. You have to communicate that with the other person, and they have to consent to that agreement that, okay, so we're going to consent to having a casual experience with each other, right? And from there on, move on with our lives.
Yeah, that's what don't happen. People
that's
don't
crazy.
Stay off of like, I'm just trying to catch a nut with you. They just have sex and then get their nut and then leave them unsatisfied in the bed.
Or manipulate them into having sex so they can catch a nut.
Yeah, that's whack.
So do you think that the everyone should like talk before they have sex and say like what this is about to be? Do you think that messes up the vibe?
100%.
Yes. I'm with you, but like some people like...
Yeah, there should definitely be a very thorough and detailed conversation about consent and what exactly they are consenting to, right? We're consenting to you know, having oral sex, penetrative sex, anal sex. You cannot touch me here. You can touch me here. I like to be kissed. I don't like to be kissed. Music, no music. And the dynamic of a relationship, we can continue to have a sexual, relationship, or we're going to have a romantic relationship, right? That's all in the conversation of consent.
So
that should be had.
Public service announcement. Innana Rosé says you need to have an itinerary before you have sex.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Dang near.
If it comes to that, and it really creates like clarity, and if everybody had clarity about what they were getting into, things would be simple.
Facts. I did know somebody I dealt with didn't like kissing, and it threw me off completely. It ended quickly.
Do they know why they don't like kissing?
I don't know.
I know of someone that doesn't like kissing as well.
See, that's wild. Like, I've never had that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you don't like kissing, bro? Like, how to...
Did you find out after you kissed her? Or like, did she tell you before?
After. Definitely after.
Hell, she over there disgusted while he just smooching down on her.
And it's crazy because she started it. So I'm like, if you don't like it, why did you do that?
She probably was doing an unauthentic
touch. Yes, definitely.
Okay. So when I was doing research on your site, you mentioned something. What is it? Sufism. How do you pronounce it? Sufism. Sufism.
Mm-hmm.
Sufism. That's Sufism.
Right.
What is that?
So Sufism is a mystical aspect of, it's like a spiritual based mysticism. Very similar to like voodoo or Santeria or things like that, right?
Right.
That deals with energy and deals with moving energy in the highest, utmost good of all beings. That's what that is. Sufism. And it's usually associated with Islam.
Mm-hmm.
But Islam is a little more dogmatic and Sufism is a little more pragmatic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a form of worship. Right?
So I was finding like there's a particular way to breathe when you practice Sufism.
Well, the main thing is a lot of chanting, right? There's Arabic words that embody compassion or embody mercy and embody grace. And we'll keep repeating the word. And the point of it is so that we can embody the likeness of God and the likeness of compassion.
Okay.
So that we can become the walking human version of compassion, or all the characteristics that make up God.
What is your dog's name?
Happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Happy. We best friends. Don't betray me.
Nah, he don't.
That's wild. That's wild.
First of all, your dog is so cute.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if it's a scent here that I really like, and I don't know if it was the dog or is it the crib or if it's you, but it's just when when she when she was here, I just smelled so much of it.
It's probably amber oil because I hug her all the time, and it probably rubbed off on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Bro, she don't want you.
She was already over here.
Nah,
So you trying to get her off you?
She was already.
Oh,
over
okay.
here. That's what I'm
Just
not
bring
getting. She was already here. Come back and be my friend. That's
Dang.
crazy.
It's making me want a dog, and I don't like dogs. I wanted to dabble into mental health a lot with you.
Okay.
Because our theme for this season is healing through your inner child. I come from a family that experienced generational molestation and sexual assault. And I just know a bunch of traumas that go with just something of sex abuse like that. So I wanted to speak a lot on like how can a person's perspective on sex be impacted when they are sexually abused.
There's so many different ways people cope with sexual abuse. They can cause them to shut down to sex. They can cause them to categorize sex, create this space that sex is something that they will approach, but they disassociate from. Also, hypersexuality is a trauma response to sex because they're feeling that they are regaining a sense of empowerment. You know, if they're having sex the way that they want to in a consenting way, they're taking back that experience, right? Or they can, just become asexual and just sex doesn't have to exist in their world.
Hyposexual. Yeah. Yeah. How does that look? Can you picture or diagnose somebody to be hyper or hypo based off of them like, say you had a friend that was just always coming to you about their sex stories and whatnot. Could you diagnose them based off of the things that they tell you, or?
Well, if they were telling me that they didn't feel they had control and they were very compulsive and about how they approach sex, or that they were doing things like not paying their rent to pay somebody to have sex with them, or that they were doing destructive things in their life in order to obtain sex, then that would be a diagnosis of a sex addiction or hypersexuality.
Right.
Right. But asexuality is a little bit different, because sometimes people don't have to encounter sexual trauma to be asexual. Right? People can just exist on that spectrum without sexual trauma. But in the sense where somebody has sexual trauma and they have dissociated with sex and they don't derive pleasure with sex, but they have this need and they have this desire to transform that, then they aren't asexual, right? So that's how you would diagnose in those situations.
So if a person came to you and just was like casually all the time, yeah, I just effed this girl, yeah, I just effed her sister, and then I effed her friend the next day, like stuff like that, can that just deem to be normal activities of a person? Is just
So if somebody who has a high libido and wants to have sex with multiple people, we have to ask the question of what are they using sex for, right? Are they using it to validate themselves because they don't feel that they are good enough if they aren't having sex and pleasuring themselves or somebody else? Are they are they feeling like all of their worth is tied into if they're able to have sex and perform sex with somebody? And then we have another scenario that just came to my mind that slipped, but the dynamic where somebody really wants intimacy beyond sex but doesn't know how to ask for that, and the only way they know how to have that intimacy is through sex. So there's a lot of different nuances to why is this individual using sex this way, right? What is it that they are actually trying to achieve?
Intentions are everything.
Right. But sometimes people don't understand what their intentions are.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an unconscious thing.
Yeah.
Right. Until they dig deep and they realize, okay, what I really want is a deep connection. I want intimacy, non-sexual intimacy. I want to be held. I want to be seen, and I want to be heard. But I don't know how to ask for that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just have sex because it's the closest thing that I can do to achieve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are acts that are not sexual that can be intimate?
Cuddling, having a deep conversation, everything, anything could become intimate, right? Working out together, cooking together, eating dinner together, raising a dog together, watching a TV show, popping somebody pimples. You know what I'm saying? Like they're what is intimate to you? What makes you feel connected to this person? For me, it is talking about our demons, right? Talking about what things come out of our unconscious and subconscious minds.
Yeah.
What makes us tick? What doesn't make us tick? That's my connection to intimacy. Right. And in knowing that about yourself, you have to dig deep into what is your core need. Right. And some people don't do that. Right. So they'll ride on the surface, but it takes a certain amount of awareness and diligence to dig deep inside of ourselves and discover what it is that is our core need from our partners.
Yeah, you hear that? Bring your demons to the relationship. Bring all that shit.
But that's
Come
for
on.
me though. That might not be for you.
Bring all that shit. Bring everything.
Bring them to Jonesy. Don't bring them to me.
Bring everything.
Yourself. I'm tired of demons, bro. Okay. I want to go back to someone that has been sexually abused, because next month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and so I think it would be great to talk about like regaining back the power that was taken from you. How does a person, because there's not a one fits all, but like just if someone came to you for help, what would be like your steps for them to take to try to regain back that power that someone took from them sexually?
Well, I would want to dig deep with them and figure out what part of their soul got left behind, right? What is it, and what is that part of your soul? Like, our parts of the soul all want to come back together to be whole. And the reason why it gets left behind is because sometimes we leave it there and don't go back and pick it up, right? And so there's this process that I like to go through called shamanic soul retrieval.
Okay.
Right? And we go into a meditative state and we go back to where our soul is left behind. And it could look like an inner child. Like, it could look like, it depends on what it looks like, but what it looks like, you know, is very telling of the trauma that exists there. Like, for example, it could be it being that soul that get left behind being like a 3-year-old part of you, right? It could be because they were either assaulted at 3 or they felt at that time, you know, they lost their voice and couldn't, you know, speak their truth or something like that. It depends what it is that got left behind. And so then we ask if that part of our soul wants to come back to the present. And sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does. But we'll keep revisiting it until it does. So it's a process, and respecting that it might take however long it takes.
So what does suppressing that age or that period what does that do with your journey of trying to heal through that?
Like, what does
suppression
suppression do? It creates a disconnect, you know, like we don't look at it. So if we're not looking at it, we don't actually know what it needs. So if we're suppressing something, we're disconnecting from a part of ourselves that needs love and connection. And that feeling of not fully being whole will exist until we bring that peace back in with us, or take that peace back with us.
What was your perspective on with sex in your household, your upbringing?
So I was raised in an extremely religious household.
It's always a religious one. Always.
And I remember my first kiss was the neighbor, and he was in our house fixing the computer, and and my dad caught me kissing the neighbor, and I seen him peeking through the door too. I was like anxiety came flooding through me. And then when I was like, you gotta go, my dad saw us and he ran off. And I crawled into my bed because I knew it was on. And then I hear my dad, you are an impure woman. You are unclean. You are a whore. You're a whore. You need to ask God for repentance, right? And the shame. What sex was associated with shame for me in my household, because it was ungodly and it was unclean. And even in the dynamic of a marriage, it was like, then your sex belongs to somebody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not truly fully yours. And if you want the favor of God, that's the way you need to exist. You know what I'm saying? That was how sex was like.
That's wild. Like,
So how do you like change your perspective on sex to be something more healthy than that as you like navigate through life?
Well, you decolonize, right?
So you have to branch away from that upbringing.
Yeah, I definitely. My perspectives on all religion is that it's colonial and isn't our traditional roots. It doesn't belong to us. It was used to subdue us and to keep us subordinate, right? And so realizing my roots, the indigenous aspect of my roots, and going back to that is decolonizing from religion, decolonizing from the patriarchy, decolonizing from belief systems that didn't actually belong to me, right? Because for a while, you know, after that, I was decolonizing, but still holding on to some beliefs, like the belief that one woman is better than the other woman. Like a more modest woman is more favorable than a less modest woman. Like I was still holding some of these indoctrinated beliefs, right? And then realizing that those don't actually belong to me. Somebody told me that. Yeah. And that's, you know, how we release those things. You know, that's how we come back to our full selves. And I would just summarize it with the word decolonizing, right? Going back to our roots.
Yeah.
Because I love me a good hoe.
Yeah, a good hoe.
Definitely love a good hoe.
Right.
A good honest hoe. I love it.
Honest hoe. Heavy on honest.
Yeah, heavy on the honest.
Hoe.
Yeah. So can you turn a hoe into a housewife, Jonesy?
I don't want a housewife. I want a good honest hoe.
All right.
So
okay.
I mean, but what's a housewife?
Right, like what's a housewife? Like,
so you know what a hoe is, but you
I'm saying like all you gotta do is know how to like take care of yourself.
Right.
And then you're gonna take care of the house.
Exactly.
Just be a good honest hoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
You be a good honest hoe to take care of the house.
So you saying basically being a housewife is innate already if you take care of yourself.
In a way.
Okay. Are you a house husband? You'll be
I
a
like
good
that
one?
question.
I feel like we could start somewhere. I feel like the start would be a good start.
Okay.
Because we got to learn what we both want.
Right. How do you feel about gender roles?
I fuck with gender roles.
Okay.
Oh, so you think there should be a difference between both sexes and how they are in society?
I mean, no.
That's
like,
what a gender role.
I'm saying like gender roles are cool. Like if y'all want to play those things, cool. But if not, that's cool too.
Oh, so
what about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
Shit, we hybrid. You know, whoever can do it, do it.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna take the lead on it. Like yeah, like I'm gonna take care of woo woo woo. But shit, if I can't, bro, it's on you now.
That's good. Lucky, you got a lucky whole housewife.
Exactly.
So if you can't change this oil, it's up to her. All right.
I mean,
get on the knees.
Hey, maybe I had surgery or something that month. The car still needs its oil change.
Right. It's just,
somebody got to do it.
Yeah. Well, how is your dynamic with your husband?
So we do have like some gender roles, but it's really about picking up where somebody can't, right? And giving 100% and being a full participant in whatever dynamic that is. Sometimes I'm not going to cook. Sometimes he cooks, but it's not being fixed in the gender role, even though we sometimes kind of like naturally go to that place. Like I like to cook anyway. It's just natural for me. Yeah. But sometimes I don't feel like it.
Right.
And so that's okay too. So
like, is he not supposed to eat because one day you don't feel like cooking?
Right.
Like, nah, go cook your own shit.
Right. Maybe the whole week I didn't feel like it.
All right, hold on. We going a little too far.
You're pushing it now.
You know.
Right.
How are y'all good with talking about things that? Because I was gonna dig deep into like how is with you being a sex teacher? Does that already like set in stone? Like you gonna be y'all have great sex off bat just because you already know.
No, because we human, and sometimes like we go through all the same human like conflicts that are normal in relationships and anybody else. We have to work through things too. Like we had a deep conversation recently about core needs and all of the ways that I've learned. I like the reason why I'm also part of the reason why I'm also in this work is because I wanted to have a healthy relationship and know how to navigate conflict, navigate, intimacy things and navigating these things. So I was equipped to be equipped. And it's hard. It's even harder when you're in it. Yeah.
I saw something on Facebook and it was like this woman had another woman in the bath and it was like flowers and stuff in it, but she was like doing a body scrub on her. One, do you do sessions with people where like have you ever done a session something intimate like that and is with people that are married or?
Yeah. When people are married, I just guide the partner on how to touch their partner.
Oh, okay.
And like, okay, so I might like go and show them, but they're immersed in that experience with their partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you sent me a video of you performing a touch session with someone and you both were naked. Have you ever had to do that with do you have to be naked to teach them how to?
No, we have to discuss that during our consent conversation. And if if it's something that feels natural to do and is comfortable for both me and for them. And I might not feel like nudity is going to be a part of the session. Or I might not feel like they are ready for a touch session. We're going to have to do some other work first. And then talk about touch session. Yeah.
So what determines nudity in a session?
Facts.
It determines how comfortable they feel, right? If they are comfortable with nudity, are they going to be cringe the whole time? Is it going to take them out of their experience, right? If they want to overcome this, how some people are like being nude is so vulnerable, like they like always have to have the lights off or they have to have clothes on in order to have sex and they're trying to get past that. Then we're like, okay, we're going to do this nude. We're going to do this nude because the intention is we're going to work through what comes up as you are in this state.
It's more like ripping the Band-Aid off type of, like ripping the Band-Aid off.
But more gentle than that. More gentle than that, yeah.
Okay. Jonesy, man.
What's happening?
You still don't want to do that touch session?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, with knowing, like, because I sent you a video how a touch session can go, like, is that something you, like, outside of the pod, like, is that something that you would be interested in to do? Do you feel like you need to be more in touch with your the sensual side of you?
I feel like I wouldn't be against it, but I wouldn't initiate going to seek it.
So how would you be able to take it if a girl came to you and said, like, hey, man, I feel like your sex game could be better. Could you go do this class for me? Would you do that?
Yeah.
Would that be a
I just never had that type of Yelp review, so I don't really. That's why it's kind of just hard to process. But I feel like if it was presented in that kind of way, yeah.
Do you get a lot of? Do you hit? What do you not call them clients or consumers? What do you call your?
Oh, touch clients or yeah.
Touch clients. Do you get a lot of people that come to you because of bad reviews and they want to get better?
Well, I don't. Bad reviews like when they're in their sexual performance.
Yeah.
No, because the focus isn't is getting past the performing mindset.
Okay.
Yeah. So we wouldn't work on something like that. We can probably work on, authentically communicating, right?
Being comfortable.
Yeah, being comfortable, like being confident enough to ask certain questions to achieve a more pleasurable sexual experience. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I have a personal question to ask. I've experienced for the first time being with somebody that I couldn't consistently be sexually attracted to them. And so the sex was not to their liking as like how often we have sex. And it's like I just couldn't ever get myself in the mood unless I saw them in a way that I found them to be pleasing sexual, like not sexual, but like appearance wise. Like if you got dressed up or a new hair color, something like that had to happen for me to like see them in a different way than what I normally see them every day. Does that like trigger you of like something that could be problematic in me or?
No. So I would say that maybe this person doesn't meet an emotional and mental arousal for you, that it exists only in a physical. And for you to incite that energy, the physical way was the way that you experienced arousal with this person. So maybe on an intellectual level and an emotional level, or did you find them attractive on that level, emotionally and intellectually?
No, I would say so, yeah.
To a certain extent?
Yeah.
But was it enough to create arousal?
No.
So, I mean, you just have to find somebody that can arouse you on all those levels.
Okay.
Right? It's not a bad thing, that it's just maybe that wasn't the person that can incite that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to feel really bad about it because I was like, damn, bro, I got to tell this person, hey, man, go get dressed up, bro. I used to feel shitty because I was like, it's like they cool, they great. It's just, I don't like how they look.
It's okay.
It's okay. They gotta go. That was my phone.
Okay.
I wanted to change gears and get into like tarot now.
Okay.
First, explain what is tarot. What is it? Oh, this
So
man is off his game today.
So tarot is tarot is a form of shadow work. Okay. We're accessing the subconscious mind to see what lives there so that we can bring it to our conscious mind. That is the way that, have you heard of Carl Jung?
Carl Jung?
Yeah, Carl Jung is the father of psychology.
Okay.
Like, he was like one of the most nationally recognized psychologists of the world. And he invented shadow work. But he used the tarot system to do that. Because one of the ways that our mind sends messages to our mind is through symbolism. And there are symbols in the tarot that we are studying to help us access our subconscious mind. So what we do is we ask a question, right? And we pull the card and see what's there.
And when I watch people do it, like cards flop out, and is that just letting whatever just take over you, or like what is the method to the madness? So
we believe that there's no coincidence.
Okay.
So if the card is falling out, it means it was supposed to.
Okay.
And that there is no mistakes. So we take that message and we're like, okay, we're going to use this because it was meant to show up. It was meant to call out.
People go on long synopsis just off a picture of a card about somebody. How do you get that from someone and you've probably just met them today just off a card falling out?
So I've studied the symbolism in the card, and all of it has like a certain, like I don't know how to explain, but like it just has a deep message of what that symbolism means. Like we know the yin and yang means peace and harmony. If that card fell out, has a symbol of peace and harmony, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what this means. And the reason it fell out is because it pertains to this person's question. And also, I've developed an intuitive relationship with the cards. So I feel like the cards are speaking to me, and I've already know the message, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you decipher between giving someone like a love reading and then giving them a reading that has nothing to do with love? Maybe it's just like your childhood or something. How do you tell yourself to decipher between those two when choosing these cards and speaking to them?
Well, we first go into the reading with an intention. Like I want the person to know what they are looking for before we go into the session, so that we can be very clear. We're working with our ancestors whose intention is for our highest good. So we have all of these forces in the world that are good for our highest good, collaborating in this moment to put together this message. So we have to be clear and specific. Yeah.
So how do you go about choosing a deck? Like when you go out and want to buy some tarot cards?
Well, there's this myth that says that a deck has, in order to be in the space to do tarot for others, somebody has to gift you a deck. It's not. I found it to be true. Somebody gave me my first deck, and so I started using that. And then I was like, I want a more traditional deck, because the one they gave me wasn't a traditional one. So then I started looking for decks that I wanted to have, and I wanted to have ones that felt indigenous, like that represented my culture and my people, right? Because most of these decks are very white centered, and I didn't want to have decks like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get a little historical with that, because you just sparked my interest when you said white decks.
Wait, I have another question.
Go ahead.
Have you given somebody their first deck yet?
Yeah, I did. Aww. I gave my brother a deck. Yeah.
You got some great questions today, my boy. I'm proud.
I do.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Let's go. We out here.
White decks. Explain that.
White centered decks. So the spirituality is not white centered. White people have taken it and capitalized off of it. And so to have decks that are white centered means that the representations are for white people.
Okay.
And so I don't like white centered decks because it was not made for me or people like me.
Yeah.
And it takes away from, it's an appropriation of tarot. Like you are taking something that doesn't belong to you and putting your face on it. And I don't agree with it, and I won't buy white centered decks. The only possible white centered deck I would buy was the one Carl Jung used, and because he had studied it so much and I studied his studies, that would be the exception to the rule, but that's it.
So tarot readings came before him.
Yes.
And so do you know where the origin?
So the origins of tarot went all the way back to Italy. And Italy, even though there are white people in Italy, it was indigenous Italians, which are different than white Italians. And so they didn't call it tarot, they called it tarocchi.
Okay.
And yeah, so it was never centered for white folks. That's how I feel about it.
Tarocchi.
Yeah.
Tarocchi.
Jonesy, you ever got a tarot reader?
No.
Why not? You never been interested?
I don't know. I just, that ain't nothing that you just stumble upon,
What you got any cues about tarot reading? Like, you ain't had no girls like, let's go get a tarot reading together.
No. I probably wouldn't either.
And Nana, how would you say I get a tarot reading done? what should the recipient of a tarot reading do with that information?
So I'm going to bring up a session I had with somebody else, since I won't say their name. But I had a session with somebody who, in the session, an energy of a baby came up. And the baby was talking about not being able to have come into the physical realm. So I asked her if she had a, abortion. And she did. And she felt a large amount of grief and guilt about it that she was carrying. So I said, well, the baby wants to have a spiritual birth. Like you to have a spiritual birth in this realm so that you can create a portal for the baby and kind of calm that energy, bring harmony to that energy. So when somebody hears something like that, I was like, okay, what do they do with it? I'm going to offer to help them. Like, let's do a flower. It's what we call a baño. It's where with like different herbs and flowers and like, like properties in a bath. Okay. It's like a spiritual bath, and bathing them with the intention that they are harmonizing this energy and having this spiritual birth in this moment to honor that energy of that child. Okay. So we can create like rituals to harmonize things.
So in a sense, the baby was saying like, I wanted to be here.
Well, the baby understood that it was not time. And because she understood that it was not time. But the grief that she was carrying was keeping that energy there. It was keeping the existence of this, so the baby's like, in order to release me, have a spiritual birth. Right? And the knowing that I will come back again, around again. And to release the guilt and the shame and the grief of not having me.
I will come back again, meaning like, because what if I have multiple abortions? Is like those souls that are not here physically, like that would mean not two of them will have to come back again, or like do they completely dissolve the ones that don't?
No, sometimes they exist in the spiritual realm, and then you'll have spiritual babies. Because the energy doesn't die. Like energy is not created or destroyed. So they will exist in the spiritual realm, and you'll just be a spiritual mom.
I love that. Spiritual mom.
Yeah.
I'm a spiritual dad.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Daddy. Yeah,
bro. We gotta have a baby shower. We ain't do.
We ain't gotta do all that. We ain't gotta do all that.
No birthday parties?
No.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right. All right. Do you have your
You know
card?
how guilty I would feel?
I do.
Niggas bought me gifts for
Yeah, bro. I'm just not learning about all of this. I just want to pay my respect.
Go ahead. I'm more than welcome. You can actually pay for this pizza I'm finna get.
My cousin, when he had his baby, he asked me if I could give him this PlayStation 5 I had, an extra one. I'm like, for what? That has nothing to do with the baby. It's like, no, it's for me, Congratulate me. I'm
exactly.
Like, you ain't pushed this baby out, bro.
Why ain't you congratulate him, though?
He ain't pushed. I did. Congratulations. You ain't getting this piece of PlayStation 5.
That's crazy, bro. It be your own people. It be your own people. I just would have gave him the PS5 off strength.
No, I sold that. I got my profit.
That's crazy, bro. So, profit over family.
What was the where your mic go?
Me?
Yeah. I wanna hold it just so you can explain what you. So what did you just do before you got the cards out? You had burned something.
I burned some Palo Santo to clear the energy of my deck to prepare it for new energy. Okay. Yeah. So, do you know what your question is?
No, I don't have a question. I'm just letting you get going with whatever you just doing. I don't want to stop you.
Okay, so we're gonna pull a card, but we ask the cards. We're gonna ask something that we want to know.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
But
Jonesy's never had a reading before.
Oh, this is on me?
We can do both, but I want to start with you just because you've never done it before.
Okay. What type of questions do people normally ask?
Well, we want to ask questions that are what and how. Just know that tarot doesn't tell your future.
Right.
So whatever path, if you decide to go a different route, that changes the direction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you want to understand yourself better, then ask a question, that you would like to know to help you understand yourself better. Or if you want to know something in the career financial thing, ask about, how can I do this more successfully or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or if you want a love question, ask, maybe some people want to know, is this partner in alignment for me? Or, whatever comes to your heart. Like,
okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Something's on my heart.
So I feel like just because she has to have her cards, you can have your mic in front of hers mouth.
Okay.
So she can, handle the cards.
Oh, you waiting on me?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Is Coco Jones the partner for me? Oh, I'm double mic'd up over here. I could still talking to both of them. Y'all see me out here doing it.
The Coco mic seems like some kind of brand new.
Yeah. This is fairly new.
But there's a lot of anxiety surrounding this relationship.
I feel like she's definitely anxious. She's anxious to meet me. She's anxious to fall in love.
But it's releasing this. Oh, hold on. There's something that this person is stuck on. Sorry, I'm putting it on you. Okay. But this person is stuck on
me.
Okay, but like she's not looking at the whole picture.
Okay.
Right?
She probably not.
So let me first go into this. I think this person is diving way too deep into this situation, and it doesn't feel balanced.
No, it doesn't. Like, I'm waiting on her.
So this person must not exist.
Oh,
no, she definitely exists. We already in a relationship.
So it seems like this dynamic why is it so fresh?
Why is it so fresh?
It's this.
We still in the honeymoon stage.
Oh.
Yeah, this is still kind of new.
But like,
if he is confusing you, please let me know.
Okay. So it's in the honeymoon phase, but there's anxiety that exists.
Right.
And this level of hopelessness. Does she not feel like balanced? Does she feel like you don't like her as much as she likes you?
I feel like she doesn't like me as much as I like her. It just needs to take some convincing. That's where the unbalance is.
It's going to take a miracle, if you ask me.
So that makes sense. So she feels like you're not following through and taking action and showing her effort.
See, I feel like she's not doing that.
That's what she feels.
But she feels I'm not doing it.
She feels that from you.
So I'm not doing enough.
Well, let's go back and see.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's see if this person is even in alignment for you, because I went into the dynamics of the situation, and the question is if this person is in alignment to you.
It sounds pretty aligning so far to me.
No, it don't.
Definitely
Not
does.
to me.
It's okay being down eight in the first quarter.
Nah.
So they're saying that there's no right or wrong choice here.
Right.
Because there is a contract, spiritual contract here, because what is to be learned in this relationship is how to communicate.
Right.
And how to effectively interpret, interpret language with each other. the whole not doing an effort and you not feeling the effort from her, vice versa, is a matter of communication and interpretation.
Okay.
Right? But learning this lesson in this relationship is going to equip you in the future.
I already feel a little more equipped so far.
So, but that is the dynamic of this relationship.
Bring the mic closer.
The dynamic of this relationship is to learn this life lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's for.
Oh, so you can take this and apply it across multiple
Timelines.
I like that word.
But romantically, there's a lot of conflict.
We could work through that.
Because she doesn't like him.
Yes, she does. Matter of fact, she doesn't like me because she loves me.
Is a artist that does not know Jonesy.
She does know me.
Does not know Jonesy.
She does know me
in her DMs.
That's why I felt like she did not exist.
She does exist.
She does
But
exist.
not in the actual dynamic.
Give her the mic.
Oh yeah, you got your mic.
That's why I said she doesn't exist, because the dynamic doesn't actually exist.
I feel like it exists though.
Okay, but
don't let him do
your
this
reality, right? I can see how your reality exists, but on other realities, it doesn't.
I feel like I have a shot.
Should he give it up or not?
Yes,
I'm not.
because you're going to learn. But that's the lesson you have to learn.
Oh, I get this now.
Yeah,
It all adds up. I'm not gonna stop though, but I get it now.
okay, good.
Now I'm not so scared.
Yeah, I was like, why does it feel like she don't exist?
I was going to stop you a long time ago and let you know.
When she said she doesn't exist, I was like,
It didn't click for me.
And then when he said timeline, I like that word. It pissed me off. Like,
Because I was about to use situations, but she said timeline. And I'm like, that makes more sense.
I need to look up Coco Jones.
She's beautiful. She's a beautiful singer, actress.
Yeah, we just getting started.
Okay. Would you like to perform a serious one for me? I would like to have a love reading.
Okay,
A love reading.
okay.
I'll take it. I'm sorry, viewers, for him wasting y'all time like that.
Yeah, that was very affirming.
I feel like that was informative.
Yo, this doesn't.
See, you the only one that's not here with
Because
with
I
us
know
right
that
now.
she wants nothing to do with you, and you just need somebody to just bang that through your head to give it up.
I don't understand why I would.
Yeah, that's the lesson, I guess. Okay.
She just hates black love. That's all.
Yeah,
All right.
I got you.
So, do you have your question?
I recently had a reading from somebody that became delusional over me romantically. And so I would like to learn what's actually out there for me, because I currently have a feeling of loneliness, and my counselor keeps telling me you need to go out there and date, but like I don't like what's out there, and so I just keep myself to myself because I feel safer.
So the cards, they're saying that you don't have to force yourself out there. That this is a time for introspection and anyway. And hold on. Really learning the deep nuances of yourself, what you like, what you don't like, being specific about creating the avatar of this partner almost, right? Like, this person is this, and that, and I feel like this, and this, and that when this person is around, so that you can actually manifest that experience.
Okay.
So they're saying like going out and about right now isn't a requirement. Mm-hmm. That the requirement is exploring yourself.
Okay.
On a deep level. What is your core need?
Okay.
In a partner, right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Right now, I think I just want companionship. Like, I don't want the pressures of having to distract what I have going on personally, career-wise. Like, everything that I'm doing, I want to still be able to focus on that, but still have that companion there to, when I want to have leisure time, I could do it with somebody that I enjoy doing it with.
Right. So it sounds like you needed a supportive partner and somebody who can be engaged and involved in your creative pursuits. So that bringing that to your awareness and holding that as a core need when you step out into the world is important, so that you're not just attracting anybody. Like you're just not coming across these people that you don't resonate with.
Okay.
Right. And knowing that when doing this work will create a confidence, will create this energy of, yeah, let's do it. Let's go out there. And allowing that to move you to go out, and not because somebody tells you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that hold it?
Yeah, you good. That's pretty much what I told my counselor. I pretty much told her that. The last time the person I used to go to for tarot readings, she told me to not go to her anymore. Like, she's not going to even accept me to come because she thinks I'm pretty intuitive and I know.
Like myself. What's best for yourself? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think all counselors or therapists are, just because they're a therapist or a counselor, that they are the right fit for some people. Especially for Indigenous and Black people, some of these therapists are not equipped to be our therapists. Like, they can't relate or resonate with our experiences at all.
Yeah. So
it's really important to resonate with the people that you are seeking counsel from.
Yeah.
And if you don't resonate, then leave her. Like, find somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my counselor. She cool. It's just the romantic tip. We ain't there yet. We ain't there with that. But yeah, she means no harm. I thank you for that.
Yeah, cool.
I know that was a bit awkward, but
I didn't think it was.
Okay, cool, good.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bro? You going?
I feel great. I feel very informed.
Okay.
I feel like after today, me and Coco's relationship might start strengthening.
Okay.
Getting stronger.
That's funny.
You heard it? She said that's funny.
I'm sorry.
You're a goofy dude.
But honestly, because you have this energy that's like, you find comedic relief in situations, and I admire that.
See?
Yeah.
Nah, she said that you laugh away the pain. That's what she said.
Hey, no one's hurting here. Our relationship is fine.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'll make sure you guys get invitations to the wedding.
Okay.
So Innana, we like to drop gems on the pod to leave off on things. Do you have a gem that you would like to drop?
As pertaining to
anything in life, like take care of your kids, whatever you got in your head that pops up.
The first thing that pops up is to decolonize.
Okay,
that's the gem. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Decolonize. What about the colonizers? They need to decolonize too, or how can you talking to them too?
Who?
The colonizers.
No, I don't talk to colonizers.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, thank you for coming on the pod. I truly enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. Did you?
I did. It was really fun.
I had a great time.
Thank you.
Bet you did.
And I was really grateful that you guys got vulnerable and dug really deep with me. That's my love language.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, mine is quality time. So thanks for taking the time.
Okay, thank you.
If you are on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in, and make sure you leave us a rating. Peace.
And we out.
Just watch the damn podcast.